Hey guys, welcome to the Smoking and Joking Show. My name is Beth King, also known as the Crown Eater's wife.
What's up, guys? My name is Sean, and some of y'all know me as the veteran guy.
And I'm Jimmy, also known as Resident Gimp. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on the show tonight. For anybody who has joined us early, if you could, please highlight comments. Be greatly appreciated. Let people know we're out here putting on a show for you, passing on some information, and try to put some on your face. Tonight we have, I'm going to put this, so people, Mr. Bearfield, Ms. Bearfield,
It's Bearfield.
Nate Bearfield, with Bear Arms. Make sure I'm saying that right. Bear Arms, Burn Training. Nate, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I appreciate the invite.
Thanks for coming on.
Hey, thanks, Beth. Appreciate it.
I'm representing. I told you I'd be representing. So one of his shirts you can find online. I'm sure he'll drop a link before we're done.
I got to get Jimmy's size and get one down to him. Jimmy, what's your size, buddy?
Anyway, XL or double XL, either or work.
Okay.
He's trying to get out of the XL. I don't know why
I'm
he's
trying to
putting
get
it.
out of the
Yeah,
double.
I was about to say.
Those just happen to be a little bit larger, and I just sent those out, actually. I sent some out to a client of mine who's been dying to get their hands on it, and I felt bad because it's a size larger, and I keep telling them, I'm like, look, they just run small, and I know you're going to feel bad when you open up and it's like a 3X. You're like, I'm not a 3X, and it does something to your psyche, man. So, yeah.
Like when you buy clothes from China, you have to, like when I was larger, I mean, you have to buy like a 4X, 5X. I'm like, this is not good for my self-esteem.
It was, I had the same problem. I ballooned up to like an absurd amount of weight, and I don't know. I didn't like it very much, and I know there was a threshold there where I felt myself feeling a lot of anxiety because I'm like, damn, man, I'm the biggest I've ever been. And so what am I going to do? And I'm stuck there for like a couple years, but I know what you're talking about. It's not heavy. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So tell us all about yourself. Like, where are you from? What you do, where you grew up, all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah. So, well, first off, I just want to say thanks for inviting me on. It's absolutely an honor to be a part of, this, what you guys are doing. I've been watching you guys closely, Beth, Jimmy, you guys, I've been watching you guys for a little while now, and I just appreciate what you guys do. And it aligns with, absolutely. It aligns with what I've done. So I grew up, I was born in Boston, Massachusetts, was 2 years old and moved out of there and moved down to Florida. And I grew up most of my life.
Think of a Boston accent.
I have a Boston accent. No, I don't. And I don't. Yeah. It's funny because I tell people I'm from Cambridge, just outside and whatnot, and they're like, "No, you're not." I'm like, not technically, but I do support the Sox. Okay. Let's get that. But I'm all over the board as it relates because I grew up kind of like all over the place. But 20 some years down in Florida, Southwest Florida, Naples to be exact. Grew up there playing sports. I remember the first time I had a recruiter in my home. It was Marines in my home. Trying to recruit, get me all signed up. Wouldn't take because of my wrist surgeries that I currently had. I just had gotten done with. They're like, well, you can't take it. I'm like, that's a bummer. But grew up. My dad was law enforcement from Texas. Let's see what else. My mom's a teacher, so grew up in that household, and then at some point moved north to North Carolina, and then on to New York, and then spent a few years in New York, and then I've been in D.C. area since 2003.
What part of North Carolina?
Hold on. You said your father was law enforcement and your mom was a teacher?
Yeah.
So you grew up in a household with absolutely no discipline whatsoever.
I was pop throwing. I have some of the most ridiculous and fondest memories that I have are with my brother when we wouldn't get caught, when we would egg. I feel terrible saying, but egging like the police, like we get like a 12-pack of eggs, sit behind, and then like throw eggs at cars at 45 miles an hour like a bunch of idiots.
Oh, it's a cop.
And law enforcement would chase us, and we think we're cute, just pulling off with our bikes, and but they knew our house, man. Like, that's the type of people we were. They knew. It has to be, if that's in that general vicinity, if it's even as much as a click or 2 clicks away, I guarantee it.
That's the thing. You always hear about the preacher kids and the police officer kids who are the worst.
Awful.
In my hometown, I would get pulled
This one-
over. They'd be my last name was Ellingsworth, and the only Ellingsworth in town. So they would always say it's going to be worse when I tell your dad than anything I do to you. So they would let me go, but not let me go.
I mean, the relationship that my folks had wasn't, the best. Big shocker there. But that's okay. I turned out to be halfway decent. I think
Yeah.
society thinks, anyways. Hopefully, but yeah, that was really my childhood. Grew up playing sports. Lots of sports. Was involved in that. I have a younger brother. He's in North Carolina. He's in Raleigh. And when I said I was in North Carolina where I lived like right down the road from NC State, right near the Rose Garden and stuff. You guys have ever known, where that is? But just right there, NC State, was there for a few years and then moved up to Hyde Park, New York to go to culinary school. So
I know you mentioned that earlier, and I was like, okay, my son went to culinary school, and he's like a big cook. So I was shocked you've gone from cooking to guns. Jimmy's hopeful now.
I love it.
I think
never
it's a fair question. It's a fair observation because it really speaks to my nature. I'm an adrenaline junkie, and I love the adrenaline that the kitchen provided. When I first started in restaurants, when I was a dishwasher or a prep cook, I always wanted to be, I always had my eye around the line, right? And who's on the grill and who's on saute and how are they? And I was just very observant with people's mannerisms and what they were rewarded with. I think also because back then, and maybe it's still like this today. You're rewarded if you're like the hot shot on saute, then the server's like, ooh, it's so and so, it's Johnny on saute tonight, and that's a very dysfunctional environment for a long time.
It is.
With all, it's not like they show you on TV. That's the funny thing. I watch those shows, man, and I'm like, you guys, like, that's not even close. The only person that got it close was Anthony Bourdain. That's it. All the stuff you see on TV is
have like one an ego and two a temper to an extent.
Oh my gosh.
Like, I think all cooks, good cooks carry those characteristics.
Yeah, I had a short fuse when I was younger, because I was not secure of who I was. I thought you were threatening me, like Cornholio, man. You know what I'm saying? What I'm trying to do, I'm trying to throw my vibe down. I'm trying to, and are you threatening me? And I didn't like that very much. So I developed I already had a temper. I already had a bad temper. This was just, now it was inflated with my ego, which didn't help things much.
Exactly, like I just said.
All right, real quick, just give a quick shout out to, or say hi to Tisha Tucker, Atlanta, Alabama, and where'd it go? I'm gonna butcher your last name, and I apologize, Kelly Ludfried.
Hi, Kelly.
How y'all
He's
doing?
usually the good one with names. I'm not getting that. You've done that a couple shows.
That's all right.
Because usually when I think I'm good on a name, that's exactly when I mess it up. So if I tell someone I'm gonna butcher and then I get it right, it works out.
That's why I do the introduction. I'm horrible at names, and I will always butcher your name, not yours. Yours is easy, but I would generally butcher most names. So that's why I do the intro. One of them introduced.
I spent 2 years as a range coach teaching recruits how to shoot.
Yeah.
And after the course of fire on Monday, the first day of shooting, we would collect up all their data books to go through and look for trends and everything as far as that goes. And then after they got done picking up all the brass on the range and everything, we'd take our recruits as coaches and do an interview. And when handing out the data books, you always had at least one where it'd be like Smith, Jones, and you can sit there and pause and not say a word. And one of them would finally go, "Here, sir," or alphabet. And they know exactly who you were talking about because nobody could ever pronounce their names right. So,
yeah.
Okay, so you're growing up. What made you go to guns? Have you always had an interest in guns? And then also you said there's a need for it.
Yeah. No, I wasn't always into guns. My first gun was, I just recalled my kind of my history not that long ago. With my firearms journey. I had obtained while in high school a Glock 17. That was my first gun. And I remember my first, not that wasn't necessarily my first experience, but that was my first gun that I had purchased, uh, not legally, of course, because you can't, right, when you're 17. But somehow I got this gun, and I thought I was hot, hot shit, and decided I'd shoot it, which was like, I don't know, a block from the high school, and I just decided to shoot some birds in the air. And showed up. I just like again, adrenaline dump. It was adrenaline rush. I was like, man, I'm telling you, adrenaline junkie. So how did I get to that? I needed something to occupy my mind, right? I needed something uh, to challenge myself. I had accomplished a lot in the food service industry as an executive chef. Working in Manhattan, working in Washington D.C., and doing it for a long time. And I got thinking about the same thing over and over again. It's like your life is on loop. It's like Groundhog's Day. You go to work, you drink a bunch of coffee, you make some stuff, they write a thing about you, whatever else. You get a mail, like that kind of stuff. Like it just gets old at some point. You just kind of grow out of that. Hopefully you do. So I did, and I needed something else, right? And one of the things that helped me was just getting immersed in shooting. And I bought my first gun when I was an adult legally. Was a piece of junk. It was a Beretta, man. It was terrible. I remember, yeah, dude, it was awful. Like it was so bad when I went to go swap it out for like a new gun. I tried to trade my buddy. I was like, this is back before they instituted the laws of like the of selling firearm sales. It was so bad. He's like, I didn't want it. I was like, seriously, it's that bad? And
I think that's what cops used to carry, right? Was a 9mm, 9mm Beretta.
It was a PX4. Yeah. It wasn't a 9.2 or anything like that. There was nothing sexy about it. It wasn't a 9.2 or anything, but it was a PX4 or whatever. I was like, this thing is trash. And then I think from that point it sparked a little bit of for me. So I'm like, I need to know what I'm talking about, and that to training. And with my background with my mom, right, with education and being able to teach, I saw an opportunity to help people understand how to run firearms, how to be safe with firearms, how to shoot, how to get through the two axioms that you have to get through, not just the physical side of it, but also the mental side of it. There's a delay. There's something that you can't do, but others can do. And so my focus is on that mental axiom, the mental game. So I
help somebody give confidence, like if they're in a situation that one, they were able to pull their gun, use it properly, not get it used against them, and give them tools to combat that.
Yeah. So that it's interesting you say confidence, because that's a majority of what people come in for, although it's not what you pursue.
Right.
My methodology is not the pursuit of confidence. Confidence is the byproduct of doing something correct. If you do something over and over again and the results produce something, which is more data, then you become confident. So I tell students to abandon this pursuit of confidence and just focus on the microcosm, the one thing that you need to focus on, so that and then develop that and develop it and deep practice that. And then let's take that and move that over to this piece and let's deep practice that. But a lot of it has to do, you might not be surprised that 100%, I know there's other people that argue 90, but I say 100% of what you do mentally is how it comes out physically. It has to, everything you do is mental first. And
right.
Follows. So I unlock that ability because people have already had this stigmatism that they can't do something. So I challenge that. And they then find out that they can actually do it. And that's when their confidence grows. Then they start to think, well, what else can I accomplish?
Right.
I don't know. How high will the plane fly? I don't know. Let's go.
Yeah, because when you're in like a situation where you're being assaulted or attacked, there's that fight or flight. I think the ability to be able to know what you're doing gives you the confidence to stay and fight instead of running.
Yeah, it's really what it does is it gives you another option. Your natural tendency is not to head into the fight. But if you've been in fights, like I don't personally I don't know about you guys. I don't go looking for fights. I don't.
No.
I know what you know, right? What I'm saying, like, that's not responsible enough for me because I understand what my mission in life is, and it's not to get into a fight. It's to come home and have dinner and just kind of unwind. That's my mission. So if I know what my mission is ahead of time, then I do everything I can to accomplish it. Right? I don't go sticking my nose in business that I don't belong in, but I also don't turn a blind eye to something where I can help. I have to weigh and measure, the costs and added benefits to getting involved in something like that. But I was always told, don't be too much of a jerk and don't be too much of a wuss. Be somewhere in the middle, and that's worked well for me, right? But I don't go looking for fights. And some of this you guys see in the news right now is because people go down there with ill intent, right? Trying to pick a fight, with a gun in their pockets, and I can do this. And like, yeah, bro, but your mistake was even going down in the first day because you're not even mentally prepared to go down there if something goes down, and then we see the results. So,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Don't put yourself in that situation. If you know what you're capable of, avoid it.
I agree.
Real quick, I get it. Shut up. So going back to the name pronouncing, Lanny was saying that he had one whose name was Two Eagles Landing. Actually, I had to take a second to read it. I gotta read. I really need to get some glasses.
He's old. He's getting old. It's so funny when he puts
glasses. I got these because it's, I don't know.
He puts his readers on, and as soon as he does, I'm like, old man.
It's like magic, bro. You put those glasses on, it's like I can see letters. I can see words.
That's why I don't read the comments because I can't see them.
Patrick LeBlanc, happy 2-4 day, mofos. So those of myself, our producer, and Patrick, we're all in 2-4, 2nd Battalion, 4th Marines. So today is happy 2-4 day.
Oh, nice. I wish I'd have known earlier. I would have definitely talked about it when I get off.
Greg Janney said, great show. Kayla Paz said, I don't look for them, but stupid people seem to find me.
Oh, no. I think that's the one thing for me that it's different. Like we most of our marriage, we were in Maryland.
Yeah.
And their gun laws were much stricter.
Yeah.
Then we moved to Ohio, and then all of a sudden, Jimmy's got a gun on his hip every chance he gets. Then we go to Texas, so it's a step further. And the same thing in North Carolina. Like he's always got his gun on him. But I mean, I think
North Carolina's like, oh, you want a gun? Here you go. Cool.
Yeah, they hand them out when you go sign up. But one of the things that I'm comfortable with, because I never thought I know we talked about it, that I bought our son a gun for Christmas. It's his first rifle for here. I never thought I'd give a 11-year-old a gun. I mean, to me, that sounds normal. Me would say that was, even okay. Hold on. Even when Jackson opened it up, he looked at us and said, "Are you really giving me a gun?"
Yeah. really happening.
Classic. But Jimmy, used to train recruits how to shoot. He is very responsible. I have seen him train, and work with Jackson and, teach him the responsible ways. And I'm actually amazed because I probably wouldn't have handled the gun as well as he handles it as far as clearing it, making sure I'd be like, hey. No,
yeah, it's a lost and dying thing. And there's a real connection there between parents and children. I found that to be true in a lot of the training, a lot of the classes that I'll do with families, right? So I'll set aside and do. People will call me for private courses. We want to get our whole family trained. We don't want to be in an environment with other people. No problem. But what I experience is a real connection between father, son, sometimes mother, son, sometimes daughter, father. So it's not really contained to one gender or
I think that's something that's smart if you're a gun owner to do that with your whole family. And actually, I probably need to sign our whole family up. But because there is access to guns, kids are if you're not teaching your kids about them, if you're not responsible with them about it and really teaching them the rules, then that creates incidences where one of the kids may get shot. They pull them out and get the toy. All of our kids know, do not touch this gun. It is not a toy, you know. But I think it should be, they're all at an age where we can go a step further and say, okay, if something happens,
Mhm.
this is where it is, and this is how you can shoot and protect yourself.
Well, you're right, and I think there's a you know I don't think I know there's a need for the educational side of it, and unfortunately, that's been tamped down with social media not allowing you because they think that everybody who posts a firearm is all about shredding the Amazon with their their M60 and all that stuff. Well, that's fun, right, or their 249, right? Well, that's fun. That's not what it's all about. Getting people and introducing firearms and firearms education and safety at a very early age is the most responsible thing you can do, and then foster that throughout the time with them. A lot of the reason why that's not done is because people themselves don't want to feel stupid because they don't know what they're saying. They don't know how to educate. They don't know enough about the gun. They're too afraid of the gun themselves to even delve into that conversation. Yet, that's a much needed conversation, that one that parents need to have with their children, because you may come to my house and I
Right?
have firearms. And so, how do
Or they
you,
know it, like that Jimmy leaves his in his glove box sometimes. They
yeah,
may have my glove box for something, and there's the gun. I mean, they need to make sure they can handle it and feel secure and, not blow a hole through my car.
but they need to be introduced to that. They need to be introduced to that first off is how do what is the proper response? Because if you've had kids before, have had children, and they've gotten into things, they get into things in front of you, but what really the concern is what do they do when they leave the home? What decisions are they making when they take off, right? Like that's what I want to instill, and I have instilled in my boys, has been, guys, this is the right decision that you make here. This is the same decision that you make there. But they
Everywhere.
had to have that conversation. And that was a tough one, because I got a little bit of opposition on training them, but now everything is it's no big deal. I've shot with all three of my kids. They all love it. And Luke, the youngest one, his first one out of the gate, I think it was a Remington 700. It was a 308. I mean, bro got on. He got on. But I was like, you need to slow down, slow your roll, brother. But you see his face light up like this. I was like, well, yeah, it's a 308, dude. He was like, can we do it again? I'm like, yeah, but slow down.
What
Yeah.
Hunter shoot? Jackson shoot first.
Well, the one we got is the same caliber that he shot as far as it goes. It's a Mossberg Patriot in 243.
Nice.
It's a good starter gun as far as it goes. A little less recoil, but we'll still reach out there quite a ways and put a deer down. And with it being the got the additions that you can put on the back end of the buttstock, so it'll grow with them.
Yeah, Jackson's obsessed with guns. He likes to recreate them. He likes to design guns. He'll cut guns out of cardboard. I mean, he's into this. And then his cardboard pieces have accessories. It's wild.
Yeah.
I always call your son. He's definitely a MacGyver. Like, he loves to build stuff and puts. It's fun to watch.
That is so cool. That is so. He put lights and all that stuff on it. IRs, all that.
Jackson is so obsessed with it that, I mean, I've gone through an entire ream of copy paper because he will roll it up into tubes and tape it in place, and then use the tubes and tape them together in such a way to
be able to remove them and take them off.
Make
like
guns. So he's made like add-on for the barrels, whether it be silencers or compensators. He's made scopes. He made magazines that go inside the pistol grip. As far as that goes, the collapsible stocks, all out of rolled up copy paper.
So I'm leading him down that path because I think that's a really good path, like being able to build guns, make guns, and design guns.
Youngest one, right?
I think that would be a really cool job for him. So I'm kind of pushing him down that path.
All right. I am going to take a quick break here, pay the bills real quick, and do a couple quick commercials, and catch us up on some comments. And then we will get back into it. For all you avid coffee drinkers out there, if you would like to get your coffee on, get your caffeine on, morning, day, noon, night, whatever as far as it goes, head over to Aero Resupply Coffee and scan the QR code there on the screen. It'll take you directly to the site. They've got a great lineup of coffees and teas as far as it goes. So if you're
Yeah,
not a
the
coffee
teas
drinker, but you
is-
still want to get your caffeine, they've got some great teas as well. And some cool gear, all based around
See?
most of them have military names in some way, shape, or form. Product placement. They are a veteran-owned business out of Virginia as far as it goes. So check them out, Air Resupply Coffee.
Yes.
For all of you who are looking to improve your business, start your own business, start your own organization, or sell your services to the government, get some of that government money. Reach out to Artias at YESRTS.com. These guys are great. They will break it down Barney style. Keep it simple, stupid. If my crown eating ass can follow along, I'm sure you can too. They've helped us apply for our 501c. They've helped us build our website, revamp our website, set up our shop.
Advisors. They're our advisors.
Yeah, there are business advisors as far as business development, and they will also help you either build or revamp or rebuild your brand as far as it goes, logos, branding, everything. So check them out. QR codes on the screen. It's YESRTS.com. I'm telling you, checking these guys out for anything business related will not be a waste of your time.
Absolutely.
All righty. Bills have been paid. Going back real quick, Greg Janey was saying that he's had to present a firearm 3 times in his life to keep thugs from robbing or attacking a workmate. That he didn't have to shoot any of them, but each time they ran away when they saw a 1911 in his hand. My favorite,
Yeah.
my favorite pistol.
I was about to say.
My favorite too. I like a 1911 as well.
Yo, I'm a 1911.
I like the
man.
wood grain, the one that like the wood grain. Yeah, 1911 sick.
Yeah, there's I don't know where Greg Janey is. I know that you guys at Maryland, so you dealt with Virginia and stuff like that too. Where I live is in the the a ways what we call the mixing bowl, right? But Northern Virginia, just in and of itself, is a bit of a hot mess with people with hot tempers and trying to get to important jobs and so on and so forth. And drawing pistols in traffic is something that I had experience with once.
DC takes road rage to a whole
Yeah,
new level.
DC definitely.
Yeah, I was coming back from Maryland into Virginia, and there was a guy.
You
was
on 95, are you?
Yeah, he was adamant about getting into what's that, Jimmy? Sorry.
I was just sorry. Go ahead. I'll let you finish, then I'll catch you up on the rest of the comments here.
Yeah,
We've got a.
Yeah, so well, the long and short of it was I had a guy who decided that he wanted to weave in and out of traffic, cut me off, and of course I apply my brake, and and then he goes around me and then wants to continue to be a jerk, and so I just kind of backed off. And by the time I got into Virginia, what happened was he kept kind of pushing me towards the wall and whatever else, man, and at some point when you are trapped into a space, you're starting to use your car as a weapon, right? People don't realize that your car is a weapon, and if you intend to use that to cause great bodily harm, people can respond to protect and preserve their life. So road rage is one of those things that this gentleman's talking about, this Greg guy, about pulling out his firearm. I don't know if it was in a car or not, but I know exactly what that's like, man. It's I had to draw my firearm, unfortunately, but thankfully I put it back, and I went on my way. But yeah, it's a scary thing.
Yeah.
Going back, Lexi Sode stopped in and said hi.
Hi, Lexi.
Jamie, hi. I
Hi,
covering
Jamie.
it up here. Sorry, I can't have a gun in my house due to my son's mental health, so I just keep knives and a bat.
That's Jimmy's thing. Jimmy likes knives.
Yeah, knives are my other
he
thing.
has multiple knives on
I've probably got 3 or 4 on me at the moment.
Okay. I bet you guys cannot guess what Jimmy's other the thing he purchases the most, and he's always got on him.
I do.
I know you know. Other than knives. Okay, he collects pins. Is that not the weirdest thing you've ever heard?
I like having a good
What
pen.
is it?
He collects pins.
Yeah,
Right?
I know.
I like having a nice pen on me. And then once they get beat up in my pocket, I have to order more. So
More they
So
over him because he
I don't
like
think that's
well,
weird.
I like the fountain pens too.
he
So
likes calligraphy pens.
Well-
That's what I was going to ask you. What I had a professor who was really into pens. Like he went on. I mean, dude talked 15 minutes about his pens, and I was intrigued. And there's these special pens that he was ordering, super expensive. So is there any type that you like?
He likes the like, fountain calligraphy style like pens.
yeah, well, not the calligraphy as far as that goes, because I haven't ever really sorted out calligraphy writing. But I do like just a regular fountain pen. It writes like a normal pen. It doesn't have the wide and thin aspect to it. It just has a straight line. But I like fountain pens. I've always
I like Sharpie pen. Have you ever used a Sharpie pen? The one with the little tip? Yeah. Those are nice.
I like those as well.
I'm sure most people don't know this, but if you go into like Staples or something, they actually have like a glass case of pens.
Huh.
And I'm sure that's
Your fancier
not most
and your
people's
Parkers and your
task.
Watermans
And he used to take me there
Crosses,
all
stuff
the
like that.
time in DC.
I'd stop in and look at the fancier pens as far as that goes.
So
But
now
he's-
Window shops
shoots-
and
I get
cheap to buy
curious
one.
about the day of Christmas.
This we talking about guns. I feel like what kind of pen you carry?
Is your 1911 pen, son?
Go back to comments real quick. He asked, Jamie, hi. What about a taser? Robert Freedom said, "What's up, family?"
What's up?
What's up, Robbie?
I had a pistol whip. A
Pistol
man
whip
who
someone.
tried to break into my home.
Oh yeah, if somebody broke into my home, they would not be coming out walking.
Yeah. I mean, that's a real thing. People don't think pistol whipping is a real thing, man, but it actually is. We train for that.
The back of the gun hurts too.
Yeah. And there's just and I guess
Yeah, I have T-Rex arms. Like I gotta
there's a certain way you're supposed to do it, because if not, you can get you can take your gun out of battery. So I mean, it is actually a defensive technique, is learning how to properly pistol whip people, which is a special combative class. I loved it.
Do you have a course? There's a course for this?
It wasn't a course, it was a segment of it. I remember the guy's like, he's like, now we're gonna talk about pistol whipping. I was like, what do you say? And
Nah. You are officially the best weapons arms trainer ever. We have a pistol whipping class.
It was. You got a chance to get your licks on the dummy with your your blue gun and all that stuff. It was crazy. I was like, man.
All right, give me
Going
just
back
a
to
second.
basic training.
Whip it good, man. You got to whip it good.
It'd be good.
Give me just a second. Try and catch
Yeah.
up. And then we'll get into what you actually have through the courses you offer and everything as far as that goes. We'll show some pictures and everything. So scrolling through it real quick. Kayla said, better know the laws inside and out if you ever decide to pull the trigger. Greg Janney answered the question as far as where he's from. He's in Georgia. Theo said, guns are awesome. I have gun tattoos all over my body. Every gun I've ever owned or shot.
Two-way.
There you go.
Yeah.
Mickey Moo, good day. Jamie High said in response, not sure if those are legal in California. Should check it. Probably talking about the taser.
The taser.
Greg
Are
Janney said
tasers
constant.
not legal in California?
It's California.
Look,
Janney said constitutional carry state, Georgia.
yes, Georgia.
Georgia.
Mickey said it definitely can't talk on this. Trying to scroll through here and it keeps lighting up on me. Weapons or gun, Kate? Lexi said, hi guys, love y'all. Theo said, hey Nathan, my mother-in-law's mouth is a deadly weapon.
Right.
Lexi Alabama said Dexter.
Mother-in-law.
10 or 10? 10. Shooting
Pins.
10.
Yeah.
Do I like cross pens? Yes, I do like those, except for the fact that you only use the cross refills as far as it goes. I prefer other ones, but hey Jimmy King, I can relate. I collect panties. Theo collects panties apparently. I think that's how to spell it.
Do you buy someone asking for a friend?
Kayla said I'm a mounted shooter. Took my kids with me to shoots and practices to teach gun safety.
Nice.
Outstanding.
Yeah. Good
Wow.
work. Good work.
Here,
You're even skimming through. Usually we have to read all of them, and it's but there's a
all
lot.
she hears is pins.
We love our guns.
Right?
Greg Janney said,
Full participation on this show.
Yeah.
I'm now a USCCA member because of a incident during which a guy
Yeah.
tried to run my SUV off the road into the river.
Wow.
I started to shoot him and then realized I could slow down and defuse the situation. Way to use your head.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you do. If you have the ability to avoid that, then you don't have to explain yourself. That's one of the things like Jimmy, you were talking about with the courses. That's one of the things that I teach is I teach self-defense in terms of for law-abiding citizens. So I understand the laws that are governed in our state from a local level and to include a federal level. I've commented on a couple of posts most recently. I've taken classes as being a prepared and expert witness for testimony in the court of law. So I understand the laws that govern concealed carry and self-defense. And there are 4 pillars that people have to understand. And one of those is, your ability to make sound decisions. Like what are you doing? Are you able, if you're able to leave, then leave, right? Don't stand and fight. If you don't have to, go.
Yeah. I mean, I think always avoiding pulling your gun.
Yeah.
Having your gun for safety is great, but knowing how to not pull your gun, de-escalate situations, and not introduce it in a high emotional state, I think is very important, because once you've lost your emotions and you pull a gun, likely is you're going to get hurt.
Nathan,
Like one of my rules is, if you're not going to shoot it, don't pull it.
Exactly.
100%. 100%.
You have a personal request.
Yeah.
Theo said he would like you to train him to get his black belt in pistol whipping.
Well, that course is under development right now.
I think it. You will.
He's trying
it'll
to
be
get
a
the belt
money
system
maker.
down.
I think if you get a money.
That's not the proper whipping stance. I need you to show me the black belt kata stance on the pistol whip again for me, Sensei. Right. Just don't get any of the meat jammed in and take your gun out of battery. That's why revolvers are, revolver's not going to go out of battery, but any one of your pistols will be. That's what it was. It was making sure that you don't get too much of that caught in the front, right? So that your slide comes out of battery, and then your trigger won't work. It won't be able to press. So there's
a revolver keeps the evidence, where you get a 9, it's shooting the casings all over the place. You got to pick that up.
There is a definitely an aspect when it comes to self-defense, when it comes to revolvers, as far as it goes. 1, they don't jam. 2,
right.
As Nate was saying, they can't get jammed up, or what was the term you just used when you take the fire
out of battery, so it won't.
Taking it out of battery, as far as it goes, you can't do that with a revolver. And despite what they might show in the movies, you've got to have hella grip strength to actually stop a cylinder from spinning when they start to pull the trigger. And
a lot of times revolvers will leave a bigger hole in your ass too.
Usually they're bigger.
And like Beth said, you don't have to bleach your brass afterwards.
I mean, there's definitely some advantages and disadvantages of it. I mean, I think revolvers are cool. I got no problem with them. I'm gonna go for more round count. I mean, I'm gonna have more to make. That's all. Not that I need at my level now with my training. It's not that I need more rounds. I don't need more rounds. No one needs more rounds. I don't need that many rounds at all.
Right.
carry a spare magazine just in case it's a malfunction and I need it.
I was actually getting ready to ask you about the spare magazine thing.
Yeah.
It's normal. It's not.
I think it's
Fear that you have it and think your intent is more, or you're more deadly. But really, I mean, that's a common thing among you guys, is to suggest always to have an extra.
so
we
the
have 3
argument,
mags. We talking about.
yeah, I know some cats that go out kitted up. You're like, dude, I mean, your pants are falling down, bro. You can't even get to your keys, for crying out loud, let alone stab something. No, I believe in just being a minimalist. I have just a regular knife that I use as my EDC knife just to cut boxes and whatever. I do have a SoCop dagger that's a 1.5-inch blade for defense, and my kit usually I wear in the front as an AIWB holster carrier, and I do have an extra mag. It's not because I need to have even with a 15-round magazine and a 15-pound spare. Or excuse me, in my gun and another 15 on me, 30 rounds. Do I need 30 rounds?
No, I don't know the situation I would need 30 rounds.
That's my point. So here's my thing, right? Like, I carry that because if there's a malfunction, that then something goes wrong, I can swap it out.
Right.
But if I need 30 rounds where I am, I've made a poor decision. I shouldn't be there. You know what I mean?
But how do we know an organized crime boss isn't going to come after us? Well, like
I can sit here and have hypotheticals all day long, but the reality of it is that's not something that I'm going to be anywhere around. But people, they like to drink. I don't have a problem with that. Let's train for stuff that could happen, the zombie apocalypse. None of that stuff is happening anytime soon. Train with what your mission is, and that's why establishing your mission ahead of time will help keep you in that lane so you don't drift off into some ridiculous thing and spend a bunch of money on training that you'll never ever use ever.
I've also seen you doing training where you're doing team building, like a group of ladies or gentlemen get together and it's actually team building.
Yeah. So we can offer team building. I've offered team building for what do you call them there? For realtors, right?
Uh-huh.
Realtors will do some team building with them from time to time.
Yeah, because they are going into open houses by themselves and showing properties by themselves. So that's a smart thing to do, is carry, or
some aren't comfortable with the gun. So then so then there's another suggestion, right? So non-lethals, right? How do you? Perfect example of that, Beth, is OC spray, right? Your can of OC spray, your pepper spray, right? Do you carry pepper spray? I just got to ask.
Me? No, I don't carry anything. I have Jimmy.
You carry Jimmy?
Carry Jimmy.
Just deploy Jimmy.
Everywhere. Jimmy goes everywhere.
There's benefits to being an amputee. One of them being, even when I can't, like if we go into a store where I can't open carry or conceal carry or whatever, I still have 2 clubs and I still have a club in each hand full time because I'm walking on crutches. So
big at all times.
This is actually my daughter's that I actually took from her on accident.
Yeah. Okay.
But here's the one I carry.
Okay. So Sean's got some. So here's my question with the OC spray, and this is for your viewers as well. If you're carrying a can of OC spray, right, non-lethal, number one, you need to consider getting yourself sprayed by it. And the reason why is because Masada Yuba said many, many times before, if you're going to deploy that, and then you have to claim that you deployed it, that you yourself should be able to take the shot. As a woman, hey, Your Honor, I even took the spray. There's not that it shouldn't be that big of a deal. It's warranted, and so on and so forth. But the bigger thing,
you guys spray each other.
Know how to spray it and where it goes, then how long does it shoot?
And some of them come out more as a stream than a spray. Yeah. And one of the things a lot of people don't think about when it comes to that, as far as that goes, is when it comes out as a stream, if the person's right up in your face and you go to spray them, you're going to get flashback as far as that goes.
Well, with this one right here, the way they make these ones, like it's like a gel. So like it shoots out like a straight line, like a gel, and it sticks to your face. It's really messed up.
Yeah. So that's it, Sean. Like when you go to apply, so when you go to deploy this, so I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to spray this guy. you're not doing an up and down motion. You're going across the ocular cavity or the ocular window.
Right across the
That's-
eyes.
One of the things I say, Sean, is when I teach the class, you got to anoint them, and you got to anoint them. You got to anoint them with
Yeah.
juice.
Oh, they're gonna get anointed real quick.
In Jesus' name,
All right. I am going to have to cut it short a little bit there.
We got to do our
We've got
segments.
an entertainment segment. I'm gonna do a real quick fast commercial. Read a couple of comments. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get through all of them because we have had quite a few. But I am going to read a few of the comments, and I'll get our producers to post up a few of the other ones. Be read on screen as well, or that can be read on screen as I'm doing the commercial, and then we will get into the entertainment segment. As far as those of you who enjoy our personal brand of comedy, as far as that goes, join us over on Crown Eater's Wife 1775 on Facebook. We believe in healing through laughter. So your military humor, your dark, your inappropriate, your explicit.
You should be Vanna Whiting it, Sean.
That's what you're going to find on our page. We believe in healing through laughter. We'll try and make you spit your coffee out every morning, put a smile on your face, and keep one of those dark places. Hopefully, stop you from becoming part of the 22. We do intermingle some positive aspect in there as far as it goes with Motivational Mondays, Wellness Wednesdays, Show All Tell All Tuesdays, where we try and highlight veteran-owned businesses and organizations, Pet Therapy Thursdays, Throat Punch Thursdays, Selfie Saturdays, which seems to be really popular. So, we try and intermix some good stuff in there as well, but most of it is going to be some really funny memes to try and get you out there and put a smile on your face. If you'd like to check out the website
real quick.
Oh my God.
Sorry, I really wanted to read this. It's a message I got today from one of our members. It says, "Thank you for always giving me something to laugh at or about. You have helped me for far more than you will ever know. Blessings to you and Jimmy." Sweet.
Very sweet.
That is awesome. For those of you that like to show us some love and support and scan the QR code on the screen, you're headed over to CW1775.org.
There you go.
Click on shop.
Nathan doing it.
We've got some great t-shirts, women's V-neck t-shirts, hoodies, zip-up hoodies, ball cap, trucker hats. We've even got a cool little flask on there and a coffee cup. All products are made by a veteran-owned business as well. So any love and support you'd want to show would be greatly appreciated. But also, like everybody, when you get a chance, head over to snjshow.com. That's the letters SNJ show.com, or scan on the QR code there. Check out the new website. We've got quite a few numbers of our previous episodes on there that you can watch on YouTube or listen through Spotify. And when you get a chance, drop into the Smoking and Joking Show Facebook page and give us a rating. Tell us what you think on the new website.
Nothing but good though. I'm just checking.
We've had a lot of work put into it, and I personally think that it is a outstanding website.
Yep.
Our
Little bias.
co-host here is a famous published author.
I know.
He's all refined. He's all refined and shit. He's a published author. Scan the QR code. Check out Veteran Mindset 2.0. The book is fucking amazing.
I read it twice.
It will help teach you or show you how you can get back into that veteran mindset, how to establish your new mission in life, and how to transfer the mission forward thinking of being in the military into civilian life, and how to prosper.
And as a civilian, it will.
Yes.
It's not just for veterans. I have to say that.
He's got a second book here. He's going to highlight for you. Dear friend, this book is awesome as well. It's a journal style book, basically, as far as it goes. It's got a lot of motivational quotes in it.
It's like talking to your friends.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are like, how do I journal? like talking to a friend.
Yeah, and so it's got a lot of motivational quotes in there, and then space for you to write. If you can't figure out what you want to write about that day, you can read the motivational quote, and hopefully it'll spark something, an interest in what that quote means to you. And as Beth was saying, if you want to say you don't know how to write, um, just dear friend, it's like writing a letter. Just write a letter like you're writing to a friend, and put your thoughts out there, put your feelings out there, and get that stuff out. Better
Yeah.
out than in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank
You
you.
mean live by rule.
Man.
Look,
But yeah.
it even helps non-Americans and civilians.
Yeah.
So check Sean's books out, man. Better Mindset 2.0 and Dear Friend, they are both outstanding. All righty. We've got some of the comments up there as far as it goes. I know Jamie High said that she went ahead and looked it up. Tasers aren't illegal, but if she tases somebody and then stabs them to death, it'll negate the castle law. So
Yeah.
she
So,
might
yeah.
just stick with her knives.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of depends, right? Depends on. There's a lot of variables. You can't just answer that question. I don't know. Do they not
I'm
stop?
not allowed. I'm not allowed to have knives.
I'm not sure.
No, not intentionally,
I
but
was opening up a box of perfume and literally sliced my entire thumb down, 70% of my tendons. Like, I mean, I sliced it. Hey, but who picked you up?
she still picked me up from the airport though, prior to going to the ER.
with 3 babies.
Theo said, ladies love my weapon tattoos. I have the silhouettes on my left ribs and the name of the weapons on my right rib.
Cool.
Yeah, if you're going to own a weapon, you have to give them a name. It's just
I
Marine
did.
Corps law. Of course,
I named mine Betsy.
Betsy.
oh, my old high school teacher, the only one I ever went back to visit was the in-school suspension teacher, the ISS teacher. Her name was Eileen Clement. So every weapon I've ever owned has been named Eileen. And now that I'm an amputee, well, Eileen. So,
Dad joke. Y'all didn't get
Michael Jackson. I love it, dude. I love it. Yeah. So my first short barrel rifle that I got, right, had it all decked out with BCM furniture and all that good stuff. I put that out there. It was either no, I know we settled on. We settled on McLovin. So McLovin was the name of that. Still have McLovin.
I love it.
all right.
I Mick love it.
Looking at the time frame, unfortunately, we're going to have to let the comments go as far as being read.
We got to do our
On
bad news
screen,
advice.
we got to get to our entertainment segment because we're running short on time here.
Yep.
So for anybody who's not familiar with our entertainment segment, this is bad news advice. We've had someone write in a question and we're going to read it out on air. Once we read the question, Nate's going to give his answers. We as hosts will give our answers. That'll give you in the audience time to write your answers out, and we will read those responses on air as well. The goal of the entire thing, being bad news advice, is simply give the worst advice possible.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like a Dear Abby in reverse. You're kind of giving the worst advice possible here. Hello, Nathan. My name is Ahmed. I live in Dearborn, Michigan. My question is this. I am looking for the best concealed carry weapon. What do you recommend?
And so my response is supposed to be Dear Abby, worst advice. Is that it?
Worst advice
Worst
possible.
advice.
What do you recommend they get for a concealed carry weapon?
So what I would tell you, especially, more particularly if you're going to be carrying in Michigan, I think I would go with maybe a suppressed Glock, with a suppressor on it, so when you go to draw this thing, it's kind of like Excalibur. It's forming this long draw stroke, of course. It makes sure you're more accurate. So forget about how long it takes you to actually draw it. It's more about the length. Okay, the length of the actual gun itself. How much you
That's what I would say. Just go get you the biggest gun possible.
That's it.
And just walk down the street and show all your friends Be like Rambo.
That's it.
What would y'all do, Jimmy? Okay,
I
they can't
said-
hear us.
I'm trying to figure out what that gun is. I was asking Jimmy because I don't know the name of the gun,
Uh,
but looks like
what would
it
you?
looks like a shotgun, but it's a handgun, not a sawed off.
I'm
It
about to say
actually,
sawed off.
that's what I said first.
First one that comes to my mind with what she's describing. You're talking about the revolver, Judge?
It's, no, it's got barrels on it.
It's got
Well,
one.
Barrels.
Oh, you mean like a sawed off side by side?
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Okay.
what would you do, Jimmy? What was your bad advice?
I would say one of two things. Either A, go old school. I'm talking like real old school, and just try and hide a Scottish claymore down your pants.
Word.
And for anybody who doesn't know what a Scottish claymore is, it's a two-handed sword that's about 4 foot tall or better. Or if you go back to what was it, early '90s, Batman, where Jack Nicholson was playing the Joker,
Oh yeah.
and he's got that revolver that he pulls out that has a barrel that's about that long as far as it goes.
Dude, that's what I'm saying.
Really cute. Get up there. One of those two would probably be your best bet for a concealed weapon.
Mhm.
Lanny Abalama said the judge.
The judge.
Judge.
Oh goodness. Is
That-
that,
Nothing has ever happened positively.
have
Anyone
one of
ever carried that gun.
we actually used to have one of those because our neighbor, we got all his guns because our neighbor pulled a gun on the cable guy.
Oh my
True story. And we got a lot of guns out of it, so it worked out for us.
Nice. The judge. Yeah.
Let's see. Lanny Alabama. Sorry.
I don't know.
Alabama. I always want to say Alabama and then try
I
and
know.
correct myself. So, he said he used a black powder pistol.
That would be a pain. That's a good one.
Go to pull it out of your pants, and the shot falls out the end of the barrel.
100%. I can completely see somebody, kind of rationale, like, okay, well, it's a pistol to jam down your pants. It's a, short barrel rifle is really a pistol. It's not really just trying to stick that thing down there with, a scope and all that.
All right, bad advice too. This is Greg from Montana. I work as a sound artist for the movies. What is the best sound I should use to replace a gunshot?
Oh my gosh.
And again,
my
this
Lord.
What's the best sound that you can replace for a gunshot?
Art.
I mean, we heard cars backfire, but I don't know. That's not bad advice.
I was gonna say, I think a fart's a bad one.
Yeah, I would.
Shooting a gun and it farts.
What you did? A fart? Is that what you said?
Yes.
I'm
That's a hell of a part. Boom.
I'm a sound artist for a movie, and it's an action movie where there's a lot of gunfire, then you definitely need to download the Screaming Goat and replace the gunshots with the Screaming Goat.
That's a hard one.
Best thing and say like burp or something like that, but every time some deep belch.
Lanny said sexual sounds.
Oh,
You'll get through the movie.
pounds. What am I?
I'm liking this soundboard all of a sudden.
All of a sudden, Betsy, is that you?
Oh my God.
Lance said the sound it makes, sound that it makes one of my dick asshole. Okay.
Yes.
I'm not doing that sound. I almost did. I was close.
Theo said in response to Lanny said that was his second choice. Lexi said in response to Theo said, nice thinking, love you. I can't. I don't speak Spanish. Hermano.
No hable.
All right. We are at the end here, but we will try and redeem ourselves a little bit here with one hypothetical hijink
I mean, this
before
is
we
where
log
we
out.
redeem our souls and we give the best advice.
Yeah, this is going to be most likely an out there situation as far as it goes, where because of the style of question, you'll probably want to give bad advice, but the goal is to try and actually give the best advice possible. So we're switching it up here. Hypothetical hijink. You have a superpower that makes a gun that shoots any type of bullet. You can shoot bullets that turn people into alligators, money, anything you want. What type of gun are you going to make, and what is it going to do?
I can't with these questions. Lord have
This
mercy.
is an out there situation, and you want to give a bad advice, like give them a diarrhea gun or whatever. When you shoot them, it gives them instant diarrhea. But now you have to actually try and give the best advice possible. So, what's your good advice on this magical gun?
A magical gun that I could shoot. What would it do when I shoot it? Is that the question?
Yep. What type of gun and what's it going to do?
I got
I would say a shotgun, and everybody I shoot turn into money. I don't know. I don't know.
I personally would do glitter because when people are rude, I would like to throw glitter at them.
And that hurts. Glitter in your eye, that motherfucking hurts.
And it stays around forever. Have you ever tried to get toys before? I don't know anything about that. Never mind.
I'm going to go back to the cheesy movie, Orgasmo. And I'm just going to have a gun that once I shoot them, they just go into instant orgasm. And I won't have to worry.
Yeah, I think if I could have a magical gun, it would be a rifle. It would probably be an AR platform. And what it would do is it would inject humor, because there are some people who are too damn serious in this world that it's like, dude, just let it go and relax. It'll be
That's
just fine.
my better thing. It's just like, yeah.
Yeah.
Going back one, Greg Danny said as far as the sound effect, he said the doorstop spring noise. The freaking
That's what we did on a meme.
and then
earlier.
in response to this question, he said a money gun that looks like a flower. Lexi in response to Theo. Oh wait, no, I already read that one.
Yep.
Lexi said it'll catch pedos.
Or gun
Amanda
will catch
Walsh.
pedos. Okay,
Amanda Walsh
perfect.
said, "Yes, Beth, glitter gun." So you got to vote there for
I think
glitter
a
gun.
shotgun. I think a glitter shotgun. Like,
Yeah, but it's gotta sound like
I would make a gun.
it's gotta scare the
Theo said I'd make a gun that turns people into the people they hate. If you hate gay people, the gun turns you gay. If you have a certain skin or hate a certain skin color, congratulations, you are now that color. I would use.
I want to bring up politics, but
He said I would use the gun. I would use the gun on. I would use the gun on me because I hate trillionaires.
Sure.
Yep.
Oh man.
That was wild. That was a tough one.
Amanda Walsh, that is the girliest answer ever.
All right, guys, we went over time. It was so great to have you. I honestly was kind of like clutching my pearls a little. I was like, I don't know how far we're gonna go on this one, but this was actually smooth. I mean, the last one was a realtor, and I jumped out the gate with the inappropriate humor, even in my welcome.
Yeah, because instead of saying thanks for coming on the show, she just stopped it. Thanks for coming. So right off the bat, got in all sorts of inappropriate. We didn't even hit the 12-minute mark. I think.
Well, I
we
guess
might
let
have
him tell him where his website's at and all that before we go.
Yeah.
No big deal.
All right, yeah. Nate, go ahead and plug your site one more time and tell everybody where you can get more information.
So down there at the bottom, you see beararmstraining.com. So it's real simple: www.beararmstraining. That's all one word: beararmstraining.com. We're out of Northern Virginia, but we do travel. I'll be in Texas here soon. I just came back from Georgia. I will go down to North Carolina if you guys have a group that you want to get trained up, and it's we have a that we can train at or whatever else. Yeah, I'd be happy to travel. You guys are.
On this was that we were going to go do that thing with, but the trip got canceled.
Yeah. We can do that again. I got some friends down there, Apache Solutions. My boys that are down there are good friends of mine, and so I go to North Carolina. No big deal.
Yeah.
Come on in.
Yeah.
Alrighty. As we've said, we've gone over our time as far as it goes. Would like to thank everybody for joining us on the show tonight. Nate, thank you for joining us. I hope everybody in the audience will join us again next Wednesday, 9 Eastern, for another great show. Chock full of shenanigans. I would say who's going to be here, but I don't have my calendar pulled up. So, but needless to say, it's going to be a good show. But for tonight, from the smoke pit, we love you all. Good night.
Good night.
Night.
Nate, around. We're going to do an after action.
Sure.
I stay with him so. See that goddamn church on the goddamn block?